Instant reaction. Texas A&M dominates Missouri. It's college football smothered and covered. Of course, we are powered by Locked On.
You are Locked On College Football, smothered and covered, with your host, Barrett Sallee. Your one-stop shop for everything college football. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hey, welcome in. We are here to recap Texas A&M's big win over Missouri. Thank you for making this your first listen. It is a Saturday. We'll do a couple of these every once in a while when something big pops up, and something big popped up in College Station. Texas A&M proves it's an SEC contender. We'll talk all about it. Today's episode brought to you by FanDuel. $5 bet gets you $200 in bonus bets. That's right, $5 on your first bet, $200 in bonus bets. It's FanDuel.com, FanDuel.com. Okay, I wrote this on Outkick. You can go read it. And I think it was stated by Jordan Rodgers and Joe Tessitore on the broadcast. And I saw on X, there were people who, it's just a Texas A&M hype. They're not real SEC contenders, whatever. Yes, Texas A&M is. It's a true contender for the SEC championship game. And I would say even a more likely college football playoff team. Yes, that seems back-asswards. I get it. But that's what automatic bids do. That's what college football playoff selection committees do. They view that as a big win. Whether you think Missouri's overrated or not, yada, 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 yada. I don't care. Don't care. It's still a dominating win over a top 10 team. They will talk about that team as a top 10 team in the meetings regardless. Now, if they fall off the table, yes, they will consider that too, but they will look at that and say, okay, good Missouri defense, Conner Weigman coming back from injury. We didn't know what we're going to get. Well, we saw domination. And I think when you factor in exactly what that means from a foundation standpoint, the A&M had to hit reset, right? They had to hit reset on their offense. Because Conner Weigman being out was not something they expected. He got hurt in the Notre Dame game when they lost. He played through McNeese, and then he was out for 3 games. So when you consider that basically they've had Conner Weigman for truly, really 1 game and not even a full game at that, considering it wasn't at full strength, this thing's scary, man. This team is scary. Le'Veon Moss providing balance. You saw what Conner Weigman can do as a running back. He was efficient in the passing game, and the defense was lights out. That is a complete football team. So I don't care about Missouri being overrated. Maybe they are. Don't care. Don't care. Not important in the least bit. A&M is an SEC contender, and it is a college football playoff contender. Because you spin it forward. What are Texas A&M's toughest 2 games? Home against LSU, home against Texas. Yes, the Texas game is a problem. The rivalry is great. It's going to be in Kyle Field. You have to factor that in. But it's Texas, right? It's tough. LSU, we don't know what we're going to get. But those are their 2 toughest games, and they're both at home. Their toughest road games are what? South Carolina, Auburn. Okay. So being a 1-loss team at the end of the season, of the SEC season, 1 SEC loss, being 10-2 with 1 SEC loss, that gets you into the college football playoff, and it might get you into the SEC championship game, depending on when the loss is and tiebreaker situation and all of that. If you have comments, leave them in the comment section. I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. But records matter, right? It's what we talked about earlier in the week on this show. Indiana might be 10-2 in the Big Ten, and they're probably going to get to the college football playoff. Whether they're good enough or not, that's just the way things shake out. And A&M is in another perfect spot. I personally think the Notre Dame loss will look better and better because I do believe in the Fighting Irish more than other people. And when you look at the future, maybe they do become better. Maybe they use this game, the foundation they built with Conner Weigman's return, to build even bigger and better things. I think they can. And I think they will. So if I had to pick a college football playoff field right now, Texas A&M would be in it. If I had to pick an SEC championship game right now. Texas A&M might not be in it, but they will certainly have a chance to make their mark in that race. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about those Missouri Tigers. It's college football smothered and covered. And of course, we are powered by Locked On. Hey, the show brought to you by FanDuel. NFL fans, you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. So when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you can see play-by-play, live stats, all that stuff, and make a bet right there on the same page. It's all there for you. Go to FanDuel.com. Your first $5 bet will give you $200 in bonus bets. That's right, $5 gets you $200 in bonus bets. Go to FanDuel.com, America's #1 sports book. We are also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time picks and filters the fluff out of your show. Only look at this. Game Time, if you have tickets, if you want to get tickets, go to Game Time. They have insurance if you lose your job, if you don't have the money, you can put it all there right for you. Curated deals to make it easier to find the best price on the great seats. Seat views before you buy, the super deal, lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, job loss protection, all of that stuff. Download the Game Time app, create an account, go to Locked On College. That's LOCKEDCOLLEGE, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase. It's game time. What time is it? It's game time. All right, Missouri. I think this, there's an idea that Missouri is overrated. And maybe they are. Maybe Missouri's overrated. I don't know. I personally think the defense kind of got put on its skates early and just couldn't recover. I do think that the defense is better than what they showed against Texas A&M. Are they a paper tiger? Pun very much intended. Yeah, maybe. It's hard to look, the 75-yard touchdown that got called back to Luther Burden, I think that really affected that team. They needed to punch back. They felt like they did punch back effectively. And then Texas A&M went right down after the punt and scored, right? At that point, if your defense is on skates and you know it, things like that just have a tendency to deflate a football team. With that said, there was no chance Missouri was going to win that game. They couldn't block. Poor Brady Cook was running around. He was seeing ghosts. Now, I think that's a problem. That's 3 straight games where Missouri has either looked awful or sketchy. Are they a college football playoff contender? No. Are they an SEC championship game contender? No. I tried to tell all of you that before the season. It's a good team. Is it an elite team? Probably not. With that said, I don't think you're going to look back at this loss and think it's like the 60 minutes of it were bad. But I think Missouri will go back, okay, we got smoked by Texas A&M. Oh, fine. That's a good team. Like, I don't think it's devastating for Missouri. It doesn't knock you out of going to a good bowl. It doesn't knock you out of having a great season, maybe springing an upset or two. You just got caught up in a buzzsaw. So, Missouri fans, chill out. It will be fine. I think moving forward, though, you have to recognize the importance of Cody Schrader last year and the inability of Eli Drinkwitz to find somebody that can match that or a unit that can match that. I got ripped to shreds by Missouri fans for saying that the drop-off's not going to be that bad. You got 3 different guys that can replace the production. No, you can't. No, you can't. So disappointing for Missouri fans, but again, go read my story on Outkick. Texas A&M, a legit SEC contender, college football playoff contender, and you better watch out for the Aggies. We'll have a wrap-up show later tonight, but this was a short, instant reaction to the beatdown in College Station. Hey, go check out Spencer McLaughlin's Locked On College Football. Does a great job. The link is right there below the page, so go check it out. Till later tonight, have a good one.